Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Let's get right into it. First game on the list, I have Coppin State, George Mason. I have Iona, Seattle, and I have Kennesaw State and Indiana. I do like Indiana with the 19.5. I do like Seattle with the plus 8.5, and I do like Coppin State with the 11.5. So let's talk about Coppin State. There is some concerns that I have with Coppin State. So as far as power rankings is concerned, they are 160, the 160 differential when it comes to Coppin State and George Mason. So George Mason is 123 in power rankings. Coppin State is 283. What does that mean? So basically, George Mason has an advantage if the power rankings are correct. Looking at the stats, it's only a 16% difference from both teams, but the lower in power rankings, the more worried. And I'm trying to figure out how much of a power ranking is a good difference in 160. As far as I'm concerned, that is, a little bit of a concern for me. As far as the number, they did get 11.5. They are getting 11.5, so the number is actually in favor for Coppin State for the number, because they have to really make up. George Mason have to make up almost, I want to say, 80%. George Mason per game is only getting -3 as far as point margin. Coppin State -4. 4.3, so there is a 9.2 difference, and that number just ticked up to 11.5. So Coppin State is getting the best of the number at the moment. Next game on the list, uh, Iona and Seattle. Now there's only a 70 ranking difference between Iona and Seattle. Iona's getting 77. Seattle's get that their power ranking is 77. Their Seattle's power ranking is 154, so that we're clear. So as far as the stats is concerned, um, again, there's only a 9% difference that I'm getting between both teams. As far as defense, I don't see a major impact as far as defense is concerned. So as far as Iona, we have a difference of, well, they are getting the best of that number a little bit. I know that number ticked down to, what is it, 8.5. So again, Seattle, I thought they were getting a better number. Actually, it's Iona. They're actually getting a better number with that half a point difference. Looking at the number, looking at the rankings, but the rankings are close. See, and that's another thing. The rankings are close than advertised. So again, maybe if you want to bet that, be my guest. I own it. They are getting a smidget, a half a point advantage of the numbers. So it's leaning more towards Iona. And tell you the truth, I forgot to mention that Coppin State and George Mason are getting are playing at a neutral site. So there is no home court advantage with that. So that one I do like. I did like Seattle. I might have to tick that up. This game is probably going to be close as far as the number is concerned. Power rankings are close, so I'm expecting this to be a close game. And going down to Indiana now, this is actually really the only game that I really feel real good about. I'm getting the stats. Oh, they finally got SMU up here. Maybe I missed it, but they do have the stats that I'm looking for, the defense that I'm looking for, and the power rankings. So just going into it, just so you know, as far as Indiana is concerned, let me give you this information on Indiana and Kennesaw. So Kennesaw, there is a 202 differential as far as power rankings. Kennesaw is getting, as far as power rankings, 216. They're 216 in power rankings. Indiana is 14 in power rankings. Indiana's averaging 81 points a game. They're only allowing 66.2 a game. So Kennesaw State, they're only averaging 67 points a game. So obviously defense is going to affect this team. Indiana, they're only getting there's a 5% or 30% difference when it comes to the number. I do like Indiana in this one, and they do have the defense that I'm looking for, so that's added value. And as well as the stats is concerned, 2.3 points shooting, they're getting 46% differential. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. So looking at it, I do like Indiana in this one. I do like them to cover, and they are 5-2 against the spread. So I might as well go down this list for you guys here. So Coppin State is 4-2 against the spread. Iona is, oh no, wait a minute, is that right? Actually, these are home teams. So George Mason, 4-2 against the spread. So they may have ticked that one up a little bit. And again, George Mason is not getting the best of that number. Coppin State's getting the best of that number. George Mason, again, point margin, they're only averaging 3.7, and they're getting 11.5, so that's negative 9.2 still left on the board for Coppin State. So that is a good position for Coppin State. Even though they're low in rankings, the stats I'm getting are pretty good. So I do like that, plus 11.5 for Coppin State. Again, let's go back to, what's this? That's Bucknell and Rutgers. Uh, just so you know, Rutgers is 6-2 against the spread. I didn't see enough for Rutgers for me to bet on Rutgers. I didn't see enough on either side for me to bet. But Kennesaw and Indiana is 5-2 against the spread, and I do like Indiana in that one. I think, did I miss anything? No, Seattle is just 2-1 against the spread. But that's all I have for today. I do like those three games. I do like what I'm seeing as far as the spread, comparing the spread to the team's value, estimated value, and the stats. So like, subscribe, share, and most importantly, guys, bet wisely. Appreciate you guys watching.